Hello again, Johnny London here once more. Well, last week's cruise was lock-free, wasn't it? But this week's is going to be anything but. I've got the Napton Flight ahead of me, so I'm going to untie, cruise up 100 yards or so, get myself topped up at the water, and then tackle that flight. What on earth is going on up ahead, I hear you ask? Well, I have to say, it turns out that I probably couldn't have picked a worse time. It's been very quiet this morning, but at least half a dozen boats have just gone past while I've just been doing this sort of little intro bit really. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but they're all snarled up there now with nowhere to tie up and all just waiting for the water and the lock. So what I'm going to have to do is go back in for a bit and come out again in half an hour when it's all quietened down.
Go in there, okay? And wait in there, and I'll come down and tell you that there's a gap, all right?
Think I'll definitely sit this one out. Time to get those pins up. Just on the centre line now, so it's quietened down a bit. So before anyone comes, I'm going to get going. It's not quite free down there, but there's somewhere to stop just before I can sort of queue up. Today I'll be tackling the Napton Flight as I head further north along the Oxford Canal. Well, I managed to get away, but as you can see there's already another boat behind me, so another couple of minutes and I'd have to wait again. So I'm just going to pull in up there somewhere before the watering point where I'm a bit closer to it and can see what's going on, sort of wait my turn really. Well, patience has been rewarded and I'm finally at the watering point after sort of queuing up for a bit. But it must be about a couple of hours since I've been on the go. I've only got 100 yards. There's a familiar sight. Well, can you believe it? It's 2 o'clock and I first stuck my head out about 2 hours ago. I've got my water now, but I narrowly got gazumped to being next into the lock, and now there's more people coming down, more people coming up. I think I might get a hand off a couple of guys though, so it's just going to have to come how it comes really, isn't it? Well, lock 1, that's a tricky little lock to get into actually. I can see why they've got such a big sort of dog leg on the corner before it now, such a wide bit, because you need that to sort of turn in. But I've got a couple of chaps doing this lock for me, so I'm just going to sit here like a lemon and do nothing really. It's going to be a bit embarrassing if they help me all the way up the flight, but I'll probably see how far I'm going to go today, maybe just do 3 or 4, see what happens. Of course, I'm locking down now. People are so helpful when you're on your own. Brilliant, saved me a load of time that has. On to the next one. Well, I'm at the next lock already. It was only around the corner and I'm on the landing stage. I probably could have pretty much worked the lock by now before those guys caught me up, but there's another single-hander just sort of going through it, so it looks like I'm going to be behind him and they're going to be behind me, and that's just how it's going to be really. But the weather's holding out so far, so keep your fingers crossed. Well, not my preferred location. It's noisy and it's smelly down here in the hole, but I'm making great time now. Those guys caught me up obviously and are doing the gates. Of course, the thing you have to watch here is the sill. Whenever you're in a lock, always make sure you're back from the sill. Or should that be forward of the sill? But whatever you do, don't get caught on it. Well, that's 2 locks down. There's a short stretch before the next lock, so let's make the most of it. That looks like a really great place to have a mooring. Well, lock number 3, and I'm just waiting on the other chap to go through. And I think my pals in the boat behind me, yes, I can just see them in the distance catching me up there. So I'll probably get another hand through this one as well. Well, that's another one done. I don't much like the look of that water. It does seem very low. Well, you could see just how low that waterline was against the Armco just now, and there was a CRT official at the last lock, and he warned me. He said make sure you stay in the middle of the next stretch, the next pound, because it's very, very low, and they're about to put some water in and sort of rebalance it all anyway, so they've got it under control, which is good to know. But I should follow his advice and make sure I stay safely in the middle. Still very low. Oh dear, the boat in front of me seems to be having a problem. He's got his fender stuck under the beam of the gate. I expect he was waiting there instead of on the landing stage and got pulled forward as the lock was draining. There's a fair old queue behind now. But he loosens the fender and frees the boat. Well, that's another one. There's a jolly great big block of wood on a chain sort of lying in the corner there. I don't know what that's all about. It really is extraordinarily busy today. I've got 2 or 3 boats behind me and 2 or 3 ahead of me now, but many hands make light work. Well, I know I've run aground a bit here just while I'm waiting for the traffic to clear. This pound's very low. Well, will I ever make it to the top of the flight? That is the question. There was so little water in this short pound that I got completely stuck, and there was another boat coming through and they were all over the place, and there's so many boats behind me now. The queue goes back as far as the eye can see, and in front of me as well, coming in both directions. But it's all good fun. That's all I am going to get as well. Up ahead, people from the boat behind me are helping a boat that is locking up. It all saves time.
Oh, sorry, Doc. Sorry. Right.
Well done, Lee. Well done, Lee.
With little water under their boat, progress is slow. And I'm aground by a good few inches. The angle of the boat pulling the ropes dead tight. A good shove and I'm free. I reverse up a little to clear the bank before going forward into the lock.
Yeah. It just takes one gate to that's the whole thing. Yeah. It wouldn't take. There's about, I don't know, not these lock gates, but the property lock is one of them that's got one sluice paddle not working. Takes forever to fill up and empty.
I'm helped yet again by the crew from the boat behind me. That's another lock done. Well, this is where I could moor, nice bit of Arnco, if I wanted to. But why stop when you're having so much fun? Actually, I didn't like the idea of mooring anywhere where the level is liable to drop, so I'll press on till I'm past the flight. It makes a change to be operating a lock myself. But it's a slow process, as you can see. The boat that was helping me obviously got bogged down in the traffic back there, so I've made it to this lock and gone in all by myself and closed it all by myself. That makes a change. There we go, that's the gate. Let's go over and close that paddle now. Well, I nearly got to do a lock on my own. I just noticed actually got a bit of a funny ratchet mechanism, actually something I haven't seen before, so there you go. I'm soon at the next lock. I've got the help of the CRT man himself now. You can't get any more official than that. It's like having police escorts. Very busy afternoon though. He said he just can't understand where all the water's been going, but I guess it's just volume of people, boats, you know. With help from the CRT official, I'm cracking on now and have left the others behind me. I really don't recommend hopping across the gates like that. I certainly never do it myself. I believe he's going down to help me at the next lock too. Landing stage just ahead, and there goes the CRT man. He's got reinforcements now too. It's a CRT office.
It's pouring over this gate. Yeah, just as heaving down here. Up there are people can't get their boats into the side. What's it all about, eh? What's it all about, Alfie? Too long on the Thames, I think. Well, they've been doing the pub, weren't they? Well, the lady on the back's got a broken foot, a foot's in a leg's in a boot. Yeah. Just send a message to my wife. I might be home by 6. Yes, 6.
Not my smoothest landing, but it's been a long afternoon. Well, this was just a stop for the bins, actually. Well worth doing, because they're few and far between. And so now I've just got to go on and round the corner, and one of the CRT guys said that should be some nice moorings just up the way a bit, so that'll definitely do me. I'm quite tired actually, even though I didn't do much of the work. Well, hopefully I'll get some time to have a little bit of a look around the area, because it seems like it's going to be very, very nice. As I round what appears to be a never-ending bend, I reflect on the day. The people I met were as helpful as ever, and for that I thank you all. A lock flight on your own can be jolly hard work. A winding hole, a house on a hill, but nowhere to moor. Well, I wasn't too bothered about mooring sort of just where the facilities were by the pub, so I kept on going past there, and there weren't any spaces as you could see, apart from the winding hole obviously. So I carried on a little bit further, saw one or two really nice quiet locations but without any Arnco or anything, and I didn't fancy that, so I've continued up to another place where there's a road bridge and a disused pub, and there's some lovely moorings here, plenty of sunlight, which is important for me. Got rings to tie the ropes in, and this is where I've already provisionally booked my next Tesco delivery to, so just 50 yards, 100 yards that way up on the bridge. I'm going to be able to get resupplied on Sunday, so this will do.